Hi YouTube friends, I'm Karen and welcome to my channel. My adventure this week will begin in Juniper Springs, located in the Ocala National Forest. Come along with me as I camp under the stars here in the forest, swim in the pristine spring, and hike some of the trails here. I'll take you on a tour of the campground and show you some of the better sights. So each campsite comes with a fire pit, a grill, picnic table, a very large bear locker because it's the forest, there are bears. Okay guys, I got my camp set all arranged. I'll give you a tour of my tent setup. I've got a REI Kingdom. Let me turn this around so you can see. I use an REI Kingdom. Very comfortable, takes about 10 minutes to set up. I'll take you for a tour inside. Okay, let's go inside. I'll show you my tent setup. Of course, it's car camping. I like to use a cot, which I bought at REI, and I use this wonderful Marmot down bag. Very comfy, very cozy and warm. This is my setup. Okay, everybody, now that I've got my camp all set up, I'll take you for a tour of the campground. Let's go. So the campground here at Juniper Springs has 3 loops and 79 sites, so it's quite large. So my favorite site for pull through would be site number 16, cool, shaded, and very large. So campsite number 7 is a pull through for a trailer or RV. The camping area itself, where the table and the barbecue is from campsite 10, is the trail that leads you down to the water. So site 21, very deep and shaded, excellent site for a tent pad. Highly recommend 21. So let's take a little hike following the blue trail. That'll take us over to the main swimming pool here and the Millhouse, and we'll go for a tour. There's a story to be told here about Roosevelt's New Deal in the 1930s involving his CCC, or Civilian Conservation Corps. It was in 1935 to 36 that the members of the CCC came up with a plan to generate electricity, and so they built the Millhouse here at the foot of the main pool at the spring at Juniper. So many of our state parks and national recreational areas were built during that time in the 30s, in the middle of the Great Depression. So go inside the old Millhouse, take a look. It's free, it's open, it's been beautifully restored. It's very nice. Here's an early picture from the 30s showing the Millhouse. It's been restored in the early 2000s. Inside the Millhouse, there are placards that give part of the history of Juniper Springs and the CCC during the Great Depression era in the 1930s. The men were paid $30 a month. They were given on-the-job training, and voluntary classes taught basic skills related to forestry, conservation, and wildlife management. Here's a beautiful small waterfall just to the right of the wheel. here's a map of the Juniper Springs run. 7-mile journey starting here inside the park and then empties out on the takeout road, State Road 19, before it gets into the St. Johns River towards Lake George. So this kayak canoe run is rated one of the top 25 runs in the nation, known for its wilderness experience and its difficulty. They have kayaks for rent here. Usually takes 3 to 4 hours to make the run, and then at the end a shuttle brings you back to the park. And then they have a cart that you use to pull the kayak down to the river entrance. It's a launch at one point and then pull out at another point, so there's no returning upstream. Over by the beginning of the Juniper Run on the Juniper Creek, there's a sign letting you know what you may encounter. It's a narrow and twisting 7-mile canoe kayak run down the Juniper Creek. It goes through the heart of the Juniper Prairie Wilderness, and it's surrounded by lush tropical forests of palms. So there are snakes, bears, and alligators. It's a wilderness area. The Juniper Prairie Wilderness comprises 14,283 acres. So it's a sand pine scrub ecosystem which covers 70% of the Ocala National Forest. It is the largest contiguous block of sand pine scrub in the world. So I'm over here at the Juniper Spring Creek Run. I've opted out on the kayak adventure here because it's an advanced run and I'm basically an intermediate kayaker, but I watched some other guys push off and it looked like a lot of fun. Maybe sometime in the future, something for me to look forward to. So here's a fun fact for you. Did you know that alligators have the brain size of 3 olives? Tiny. And it also has the largest and strongest bite of any animal. So I'll walk down to the end of the boardwalk here where the beginning of the kayak and canoe run starts. It's shallow and sandy at the beginning. You'll see how narrow it is. So here's the very beginning of the Juniper Creek Run. The current's real swift.
The object is to capsize each other as much as possible.
Well, I sat for a little while contemplating as I watched the guys go down the river run. We all have to have goals and dreams in life, and someday I'd like to be able to be more experienced in my kayaking to go down the Juniper Springs Creek Run. So I'm going to end my video here. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a great adventure and a great camping trip here in the Juniper Springs.